American academic Sheehan asks US to declare Ipob terrorist organization. Ivan Sheehan, an American academic, has asked the United States government to designate the indigenous people of Biafra Ipob as a terrorist organization. Sheehan, who is the executive director of the School of Public and International Affairs at the University of Baltimore, in an opinion article published in the Washington Times on Monday, gave reasons why Ipob should be designated as a terrorist group by the US. In 2017, the federal government declared Ipob as a terrorist organization. In recent times, the proscribed group has been accused of perpetrating a violent attack in the southeast in order to achieve its agenda. But Ipob has repeatedly denied being behind the attacks. Speaking on the activities of Ipob, Sheehan said the establishment of the Eastern Security Network (ESN) by Ipob signaled the end of group's pretense of being a peaceful movement. The American academic accused Nnamdi Kanu, Ipob's leader, of supporting terrorism and issuing threats via Radio Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu, Ipob leader, is clearly unconcerned that he feels no need to even disguise his support of terrorism is worrisome, Sheehan wrote. Though Ipob principal aim is to restore a breakaway state of Biafra in the southeastern part of Nigeria, Mr. Kano's rhetoric has become increasingly strident. I don't want a peaceful actualization of Biafra, he said. Mr. Kano has said through his Radio Biafra channel, used to project threat, instructions and propaganda into Nigeria from the safety of London. If they don't give us Biafra, they will die. Neither does Mr. Kano make ideal threat. The December revelation of Ipob's 50,000-strong army paramilitary wing, the ESN, complete with a swastika-style flag, marked the end of all pretenses of being a peaceful movement. What had been largely unspoken was publicly declared. Since then, violent Ipob attacks on both security personnel and civilians have surged by a terrifying 59% deaths by 344%. He also said tagging the sectioning group with a terror label will hit Ipob's wallet hard, adding that if done, no organization that the US currency will be able to conduct a legal transaction with Ipob. By cutting off Ipob's funding, the US will weaken the 50,000-strong paramilitary outfit and provide Nigerian security forces room to train their sights squarely on ISIS-affiliated Boko Haram in the northeast of the country, he added. Counter-terrorism operations against the Boko Haram have been assisted by US agencies working in close coordination with the West African government. Commenting on possible reason the US government has not designated Ipob as terror group despite repeated plea by Nigeria, the American Academy said the engagement of American lobbying firms by Ipob to manage its image may be a reason. He also said a terror designation will mean the group could not use the US or its Western allies to further their cause. One reason may be the group's $1 million contract with prominent American lobbying firm paid to whitewash the group's reputation and lobby on Capitol Hill. It is possible to believe that Ipob and Kanu's deep pockets are not being lined by external organizations, he said. A terror designation will put a stop to this influence peddling. It will also mean the group could not use the US or its Western allies like London-based Radio Biafra to further their cause. The group outsized influence, a function of its radio station, paid hands and the US lawyers, will be severely curtailed. Law enforcement in the US, the UK and elsewhere will be obligated to act by shutting down their activities. Well, this is the news. American academic Sheehan asks US to declare Ipob terrorist organization. Well, this is what we see. But the truth about the issue, if the US declares Ipob a terrorist group, that will be so unfair. Because there are other people causing harms or perpetrating evil in our country and they have not been declared a terrorist group. The bandits till date have not been declared a terrorist group by the Nigerian government, not to talk of a foreign government like the American government. So that would be so unfair, because we see the bandits also doing worse than what they say the Ipob are doing. We see the bandits also raging war, killing even more than the ESN. You see the bandits kidnapping hundreds and 200s of students every single week in Nigeria, in the north and different parts of the country. We see them shooting down fighters jets. We see them entering the Nigerian Defense Academy to kidnap officers. We see them doing all manner of things, but till date, the Nigerian government have failed to label them a terrorist group. Now they are expecting that they are petitioning the US to label them a terrorist, to label another group called the Ipob a terrorist group. What the Ipob do, we know that Nnamdi Kanu might have issued out some words in anger or said some things concerning them freeing themselves from the country through the Radio Biafra. But the truth about the issue is that what are the motives, or what is their motive? Their number one motive is just to break out of the country because of why the country has not been treating the Igbos fairly. The country has not been, the federal government has not been sharing the national cake equally to all tribes. Nigeria is a country filled with tribalistic issues and religious sentiments. So this is why it has gotten to the neck of Biafra people and they want to leave. So that is their only aim. Their only aim is not to kill or to cause issues like the Boko Haram, like the bandit, or like the Fulani headsmen. So their motive is just to break away. But since they cannot break away freely, you find them doing all manner of things to make sure that they have their own personal country, or they have their country to themselves. So declaring them a terrorist group is not supposed to be, because other people have been doing worse and they have not been declared a terrorist group by even the Nigerian government. So the Nigerian government should not be partial in its judgment, but it should be fair. Well, what are your thoughts concerning that? Drop them down in the comment section while I move on to the other news. The Nigeria opposition parties call for impeachment of Buhari, Lawan and Gbajabiamila. The coalition of United Political Parties, CUPP, has urged the National Assembly to commence impeachment proceedings against President Muhammadu Buhari. The spokesperson Ikenga Imo Chineye made the call on Wednesday at a press conference. He alleged that the president has abused his office, grossly misconducted himself, and failed to protect the lives and properties of Nigerian citizens. He said life was now so cheap in Nigeria that leaders do not even show empathy anymore. The CUPP said people are becoming unfeeling since wanton killings have become the order of the day, and every new death is taken for granted. The parties called on opposition lawmakers to work in alliance with the patriotic members who are imprisoned in the APC and seeking liberation to commence action and impeach the Senate President Ahmed Lawan and the House of Representatives Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila immediately. The CUPP alleged that both leaders of the chambers of National Assembly have failed to guide their colleagues to act as check and balance on the executive. They do not have respect again as several members of the executive ignore them even when they are officially summoned. He announced that the CUPP has filed a suit at the Federal High Court to compel the National Assembly to perform its constitutional duty by investigating the several allegations of gross misconduct against President Muhammadu Buhari, Lawan and Femi Gbajabiamila, the Speaker of the House of Reps. Well, what are your thoughts and opinion concerning that? You can drop them down in the comment section. And if you're new to this platform, this is Nation Voice Tower. Please subscribe to this platform, join our family, and do have a wonderful week. God bless you.